Welcome to today's discussion class. I'm number 2 here with Keta. On Friday nights, I could say about the mental state of existence. Our particular note was the instruction that everything we see in life, anything we are seeing today, was once a dream. True or false? True. So, the origin of everything we are seeing today is where? In the mind or the mental state. Poverty of the earth are fruits of the mind. Scarcity of naira is a product of the mind. Nigerians are so foolish that they panic over nothing. If you take time to check out those people who go and queue every day in different banks, 20% of them will pocket pickers. And they know that the mentality of people is that after people gather, they will, and then your first room on a bank or collapse. So people will always gather so that the business of the pocket pickers are thriving. They are booming. Somebody came here, I think yesterday or the first day, and he discovered that he lost his wallet or they collect the ego. Both his wallet and ATM card has been picked on the way. And I told him, and I said, well, he's a foolish man. This time he didn't take a wallet. At any time in the first place, there's no time, as long as this company is concerned, your money should be in your wallet. The only wallet your money should be involved. Okay? The only wallet your money should be in is your phone. Now, what I'm saying here is that we are the creators of our destiny. When you begin to panic about that very situation you are afraid of experiencing, that's why it is said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And the more spiritual you become, the more of women and in the more you attract those negative things in your mind. So number one thing about a traditional practitioner is that zero your mind, any negativity. Don't give life to any negative thought. Onye ọbụla na-chere mmadụ ihe ọjọọ ọhụta. Because whatever you think about quickly comes back to you. That is why I decided to do Ofonogo. Ofonogo is simply whatever a man soweth, more shall he reap. Therefore, you are deliberate about creating a mental state of happiness around you. The key to your happiness must be in your pocket. If you ever abandon the key to your happiness in another person's pocket, sorry. Anybody have a right to annoy you. Everybody on earth have a right to seek your downfall. But only you have the absolute right to determine how you will respond. So if I slap you and you decide to retaliate, then it's up to you. But if you decide to go to the forces you believe in and tell them to fight for you, obituary. That's when we talk about mental state of existence. Your problem you are facing today is because of your mental state. Your poverty, your riches is all about your mental state. The moment you learn to think on a higher frequency, the moment you learn to think on a value system level, how do I add value to people's life? That's when you begin to try. Many people are not doing well in business. Not because it's not their talent, not because it's not their calling, but because they are not thinking of how valuable that whatever they are involved can be to the next person. They don't think of how to add value to what they are selling. Two people can be selling the same thing, but they are not offering the same thing. For example, you go to your business premises, you're praying for customers. Now, you are praying for customers. While the other one is busy praying for the blessings that whoever buys anything from him will benefit. He's busy blessing every soul that come across his business, that their life will move to a higher level. Now, you see that there's a value between those two, that you are not adding. This one is adding value. Now, that is the difference between success and failure. How much value you bring into your life and the people around you. That was the message on Friday, and I hope these things will put it to use. Today, I'll be discussing about something, a topic I titled Purpose of Child Dedication, Namimg. Okay, naming stroke dedication. Okay, you can have ceremony. Just yesterday, somebody came to, or the day before yesterday, someone was sharing experience about the child being sick and have had so much fever. I said, "Okay, I'm not getting there. No, you are also the fever. I gave him some advice what to do. Then while I was talking, I saw a baby ekuji child dedicated no noka. Enjoy ya one. The mega dedicator say yes. Dedicate here to Chuku. But I was seeing a child that was struggling from Anekeyamu Moyanazo. When Julius Ashina, this is a very high soul. That now the soul is battling the enslavement of the dedication of Melanomoka. When you dedicate a child to any deity that is not the child's ancestral deity, you have sold that child into slavery. Now, Bob Marley, who is a great prophet, told us one thing in his music. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery, for none but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop up the time. How long shall they kill our prophets, while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it, we got to fulfill the book. Won't you join me sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever hear. Redemption song, the song of freedom. Many people are searching for the secret of their problems. Many are seeking for the cause of their children's problem. Meanwhile, they gave life to it unknowingly. But because ignorance is not an excuse, it doesn't matter whether you know or not, nature will always demand recompense. And so that's why I want to discuss about this, the true purpose of naming ceremony and our initiation, our child dedication. Now I want to say this, that naming ceremony through child education is an initiative ritual of entrance into the circle of the living. Naming ceremonies through child dedication is an initiative ritual of entrance into the circle of the physically living. Now the word physically here must be specified. Physically. Now this is my definition, because when you go to Google and you ask what is the naming ceremony, it will tell you it's an act of giving a name to a child. If you go to dictionary, it will also tell you the same. It's a ceremony that is done when you give a name to a child. But that's not true, because it is a spiritual affair. So it is an initiative ritual of entrance into the circle of the physically living. There is an initiative ritual into the circle of the dead. Are you aware of that? Am I talking to somebody here?
Yes,
There's an initiative ritual into the circle of the dead. That's what is called burial rites. Not burial ceremony as you see people hovering about. Many people today have been earthbound because there was no rite of passage given to them. And so they became earthbound. Maka na onye jere ebe a na-akwa ozu keta oke, ọ nwụọ o weta oke nke ya, achụpụ ya si ebe a pụọ. Am I communicating here?
yes.
Okay, so the naming ceremony stroke dedication is an initiative ritual of entrance into the circle of the physically living. In other words, it is a time that a child is presented officially among the living. Because there are time passage that the child is given until the child is named and akwa nwa na-enwere afọ akwa. Until the child is named. If the child passes on, you don't grieve for that baby. You're a boy, a boy, tata. Oria. Mgbe you were from tata when this initiation ceremony has been performed. Am I communicating?
Yes.
All right. But why the initiation ceremony? Now, at this initiation ceremony, a vibrational frequency of sound, within this period, during this initiation, a sound frequency, vibrational frequency, is given to the child as a means of identification of its separateness, its individuality, rather. Its individuality. I don't know if you get what I'm saying here. During this child initiation into the circle of the living, a sound vibrational frequency is allocated. A sound vibrational frequency is allocated to the child as a means of identification of its individuality. Amama, this Igbo na-asụ aghọtara ya ọfụma ka ọ sụọ elu oyibo. Okay. Asị m na mgbe a na-eme mmemme naming ceremony, mgbe a na-eme mmemme, a na-enwe sound a na-enye nwata aha eji amara ya, what you call name. Now, names are sound vibrational frequency. Names, every name carries certain vibration and frequency to magnetize to itself situations, circumstances that are in harmony with its vibration. Remember that we have thought about energy, that energy has frequency and vibration, and that like terms attract. Am I communicating?
Yes.
And so, the name that is allocated to a child defines the child's individuality among all there is. Among 100 children, the child name determines his individuality. So that, ịpụtazie ada akpọzi ya tata, akpọzi ya Ikechukwu, Matthias, Jonah, Saul. So, now these are the processes that are involved in child dedication. Now, once this name is allocated, or this vibrational sound, I clean up here. Once this vibrational sound is allocated to a child, that vibrational sound, which you call name, determines the child's experience and activities upon the earth. However, where such names are not in harmony with the child's purpose upon the earth, number one problem, because where the child's nature or purpose is towards the right path, and you give him a name on the left path, you find the child struggling all his life to find balance. Because the moment each time you call the name, you activate a vibrational frequency that will attract more of the experience connected to that name. Meanwhile, chi onye ahụ na-asị ka ọ gaa ebe a na-adachi azụ, or one step forward, two step backward. Am I communicating here?
Yes.
All right, we go further. Now, most parents give these names as a result of the challenges and experience they felt they had before having the children, or while the woman was in the pain of pregnancy, or just one reason or the other, ihe agabigara. Akpọ ya ndidi amaka, ọ pụtazie n'ụwa, Oledi. Now, you realize many parents, sometimes they call it according to somebody's name they admired. Akpọ ya Clinton Bush. Ịkpọ ya Ogbonna. Gịnị ka nna ahụ nwetere? What is the achievement of the nna iji akpọ ya Ogbonna? That is onye tara afọ nwa ya bido tawa ọkwa ebe ọ fụsịrị. When I had my first son, my neighbors were all jubilating. During the naming ceremony, they said I should call him Junior. I wondered. If I has some other person, most times, have you taken time to find out the spiritual connection between them before you akpọ ya Ogbo? Ka ọ iburukwa ibu dị n'isi nke onye a, ibu n'isi that child. Sometimes, in the righteousness of our fathers, nna m necha ma ya kpọọ m Peter, ntorite si apụsịkwa ya, kwụsịkwa ya, before nza okwute ahụ, na mba enwe ife mfụrụ anya before nkweteza okwute. Ejima ma kpọọ ya Paul. Paul ọ gịnị? Small. Paul means small, ntonto. That's the meaning of Paul. But looking at it, of all those people named, when any of them were natural deaths, they ended up tragically. Now we enslave our children unknowingly to forces, because every name has a vibrational frequency. And once you have given it to a child, as long as an about that child, you are constantly stoking the fire of that vibration. ka ọ na-eme ebe nwa ahụ nọ. Then eme na-ajụ what is happening around you or around your children. So first of all, what is in your name? If you go your parents if you were go afa agụrụ gị. Ịgbagafa ka ị jụọ what vibration your name is attracting to you. Have you taken time jụọ ese ka vibration my name na-eme attracts, so that you know whether it's something you will continue or something you will change. Now, enesiri obodo kpọọ ya Niger area. Na ebe kpọrọ ya Niger area, asị gị na onye ọcha discovera River Niger. In other words, n'obodo a will belong to ndị a discover. In other words, perpetual slaves ka ha ga-abụ. Ị na-aza ya dị proud. Will the master ever allow the slave to have his freedom? No. That is why Thomas Sankara ji baa n'ọchịchị changed the name of their place to Burkina Faso, the land of the blessed. Ndị ahụ n'anya sị na onye aghọtara ihe a na-eme agbagbufuo ya. But he has done what he did, so that the vibration of that name will influence their nation. If that is all he has achieved on earth, he has saved millions by changing the vibrational frequency that is controlling their nation. Maka ndị na-achọ ndị na-ekwu nwere onwe afọ nna aza ka ife ọ bụ ejugese ka ọ na ị nụrụ na a na-akpọ. There is a lot of meaning and purpose in every name we answer. I would like to have questions. So, there are vibrational frequencies attached to every name. Some bring pain, some bring joy, some bring disease, some bring disaster and disharmony. And unknown to you, you have been carrying this name all your life and even happily transferring to your children. And when family in Dana akpọrọ agụ, when they will Amadi means Amadioha. But they never get to find out why is it named so that they can tune themselves into harmony with that energy. Before the days there, hey, they change ya, Nwachukwu. In other words, you are now battling that ancestral name. And if you must change the name, and before you change the alpha. In other words, you call a company of Ndemon and Madu. Makana, in every ceremony given, there are spiritual and physical forces present. It's not enough to go to court and change the name. Ashi. Mua Maidimba. Ana-akpọ a na-enwe a ceremony ejiwelu gwa ha nekwa ka anyị zawazie nke a. But before changing that name, have you taken time to find out the vibrational energy connected to that name? According to our ancestors, the names we give our children are very important. And that is why before a child will be dedicated, before a child will be given name, it is after how many days? 8 days. What does the 8 days signify?
Purity.
Huh?
Purity.
Purity. How? Yes, purity. Yeah, why? How?
Okay. When a child was born, from that first day to the 7th day, the child is still in the period of unclean. Then after that 7 days, 8 days, then the child will be circumcised. After circumcision, he became pure.
Okay. So God is unclean. Yes, from what he said, God is not to be clean. That is the lies we were told in the church. And it is such lies that have bedeviled Africa into the mental slavery they are. It's the same thing they tell you that the menstrual blood of a woman is negative or is dirty. Yet those who know the power therein use it to power their business and their life, and they are progressing. You were wrong. There's nothing like impurity. A child born on earth is as pure as God himself. In fact, if there's God to be worshipped, go and worship a baby. It's God. Now, many people now waffle. Awọ nwa arụ ha ewere ebe ka ihe a na-eme mmiri eji wee arụ a na-eji asa nwa tọrọ yes ụfọdụ na-eji agwa ya n'ukwu ụlọ ụfọdụ na-agwa n'ukwu plantain a na-ada awụ ya bụkwa na azụ ada awụchi ya ụzọ. But let me tell you this, you are losing so much. Nwa amụrụ ọfụ mmiri ahụ eji wee arụ awele, pure awele. Iwele a na-awụ arụ, you will be emitting the vibration of a newborn, that whoever sees you will have a liking and love for you. Onye ka eji awụ arụ ma nne ma nna ma ụmụ jiri na-awụ onye ọwụna, because you want them to have that, to attract favor. Every little baby will only attract favor, love, and likeness. True or false? Have you ever seen a small child and you hate the child?
No.
I am energy, mirage one waro, wele, emezia wele, emecha wele, because it contains that vibration and essence of love and acceptance. Ijilana waro. You are programming your aura to vibrate that frequency of innocence and love. So if I'm not understanding where now, if I assess it's anyway, some things we need to change. Also, the kaya, those amosiamwam, if una here you clean area, nyamia, that cotton wool. Sinyem, because oke awele ka ọwụ iwele asakwa ya na mmiri wele awụ arụ ịgwọ na highest protection and ọgwụ ego. Ajụjụ fast yeah.
Mgbe ahụ amụrụ mmadụ abalị asatọ ahụ kedu ihe ndị mgbe ọ bụla mgbe ichie kedu ihe ndị
We are still coming. Now we're coming down. I only digress so that I can debunk. Hello, relax. I can debunk that message of 8 days being the purity, or that the child is impure. If the child is impure, then I'll nego or if you destroy our land with false knowledge that they don't even believe. Now, we have 8 days make up Kofizu na Igbo. 1 week in our land is made up of 8 days. That's why you see Eke, Orie, Afọ, Nkwo. Now, Eke Ukwu, nwe Eke Nta. Orie Ukwu, Orie Nta. Afọ Ukwu, Afọ Nta. Nkwo Ukwu, Nkwo Nta. That's 8 days. Now, in each of these days, the higher Eke nwere mmụọ na-achị ya, the lesser Eke nwere mmụọ na-achị ya. The same thing. So there are these 8 forces of creation that are in charge. That in each day, the very day I'm nwere mmụọ dị in charge. Ọmụma the primary guardian angel. Mmụọ nabatali ya that day. That is why all the pakemala afia mụrụ because aja. If only na ihe siere gị ike ikpe ekpere ụbọchị ahụ, you always have compassion. The market day amụrụ gị is important in your life because otu ọbụla ihe si siere gị ike, otu ọbụla isi jide mmụọ ụgwọ on that day ibe akwa bere mmụọ akwa ọgbata ọsọ enyemaka maka na ọ ya ghọtara gị. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Now, that mmụọ ahụ dị in charge nabata gị hand go over to the next day mmụọ ọzọ abatakwa ọ ya hand over lete anya until that ofu izu ama na nwa na all these forces have come to give their gifts. Every day each one come to give their gift. That's why every day a na-ama nwata ahụ nzu. Nzu ahụ a na-ama is a symbol of the forces of the day bịara maa ya nzu. Am I communicating?
Yes,
onye bata ọma nzu. It is the God of the day na-ama nzu ahụ. In my village, there's this what we do when we're small, when our children gather like this, and when one baby, and when a powder, it's here, and I go place to place, and I go. Ọhụrụ nwa bebi nye ya ego ọmụmụ bịawara yo ma nwoke ma nwanyị ọmụmụ bịawara yo. So ịbịa itinye ego ịma nzu there. And I always noticed that as a result of that, Omo was always coming because children were blessing people unconsciously. Because these children are still connected to their spiritual self. But today, in our wiseness and modernness, I ain't even that too full. However, now we say that the 8 days signify the totality of 1 week in our land. That is Ophiz, where all the elemental forces have all come to visit the child, the magies of creation. The wise men of creation. And from where? From the east. What is the symbol of the east? The sun rays every morning. Nwa ekurunwa chair before the east for the God of the day to bless the child. That is how you prepare for child's naming ceremony. And within the process of time, the elders will gather, the ancestors they will move. Who is this child? This family. In those days, whenever I got Jota, I get a nwa who raise as if you yet to flow one. Or see Jay na Jovia. The reason being that some information may be given. Like the case of Olaro to me, the gods are not to blame. Where the child was born, then, while I consult to Oracle, it was not the very moment Amoraka consult. But within that 8 days, Oracle will be consulted, not one place. At least, of 4 is always consulted. This one confirmed that this child will kill the father and marry the mother. This child will kill the father and marry the mother. After that, the father now instructed that the child should be taken to the evil forest to be killed. Now, the messenger, the warrior who was given that assignment, took the child. And while the child was crying, he had compassion on the child. And so he decided to give the child to another woman who is childless to take and run away from the land. And she took the child and ran away to a distant land where the child was nurtured and grew up. But circumstances made it that the child, in the course of trying to find survival, also came back to that land, became a farmer. And he had a farm beside the king's farm. One day, as the king went out strolling, normally he will leave where he will leave his guard to go to where you have his serenity. He saw somebody wandering into his land and asked him, "What are you doing here? That this place is out of bounds." I told him, "Who are you? Why should I be out of bounds?" A quarrel ensued, and that one were the man, not knowing that he has killed his own father, fulfilling the prophecy. And in the process, he ran. Later, after waiting for the king, they didn't see. The guards went there and discovered his dead body, carried him home, and all the guards were killed for their negligence. And after the period of mourning, it was decided that since the king had no male child, that they have to call on the public, on the members of the community, to come and pass through certain tests to determine who will be the next king, and that the king will have to marry the queen. And the process of having that test, 90 men and what have you came, many failed it until this young man came and passed the test, and then he was crowned the king, and he married the queen, who was the mother. Are the gods to blame? You see, sometimes these stories are told for certain reason to let us know that information given to you by the oracle were for certain purpose. Now, here in our time now, when presented with that, we always ask, why? Why would this child kill the father? And the oracle would have gone further to show that this man killed this one in a past life, so he has come to avenge. And avert this. Many parents are having this problem today. I know of somebody here, Anna Abafa, at his age, around 12 or 13, 14. He's not able to talk. Abafa, afa na-ekwu na onye a the man na loketa nwunye this young little boy in a passing connection. Ọ narị ya nwunye ya n'ike si na onwe okwu ọnụ because na ọ gbatara ya ọgwụ. Then nke a decide ịbịakwa n'ụwa kịta ka o yie ya egwu na ya na nna ya na ọ ga-enwe udo. And if something is not done, ihe ga-ebute ejugbu nna ya wee ọkọ. Mgbe a ga-agbalafazi bet kee ka relationship nwa na nne ya ọ sị na ha mgbọ na ha na-anwụ ọṅụ. You say, but if you come in, what happens? Ọ na the boy that they happy ebe ọ nọ. You see, this is a result of not discovering within this 8 days window of who that child is. Can you believe or what? He can resolve all that karmic challenge. That is why our ancestors take this time period to make inquiry about the child who has come into my family. As for me, I'm a buzojo onye na-achị bata mgbe nwa akara n'afọ ọ bụrụ onye na-emu na ya naghị ebi m si alaghachi azụ. And in this case, si alaghachi azụ, ọ ga-ete aka ọgwụkwụ. Now, when you have discovered who the child is, the next thing our ancestors do is, what is the person's talent? What is the child's calling? It is upon that discovery that a name is given to that child. A name that will have the vibrational frequency to attract the situation, the circumstances, and the people that will help the child to fulfill his or her destiny. Ọ bụrụ ịnọkọta ịgụọ nwata afa na ọ tọrọ gị ụtọ. A ga-agụ afa na ọ na-atọ ụtọ. A na-agụ afa according to the calling, so that because the more you keep calling the name, you are awakening the energies around it, so that you are tuning the child's aura. Now I want to give you one ritual you will do. I want you to discover the vibration of your name. You are going to take this exercise you do on your own. For 10 minutes before you sleep, chant your name. Use your name as a mantra, like I often do. I chant, Chukwemeka, Chukwemeka. When you do that, you will be able to tune into the vibrational frequency of your name to know what it brings to you. When you learn what it brings to you, come to me and I'll tell you now how you will use your name to activate anything, even wealth. Because in the name you're answering, there are people who have answered that name who succeeded. There are those who answered that name who failed. If you don't know how to cream your name, you'll be attracting only the negative vibration. But when you know the vibration of the name, I will teach you how to cream it so that you can only attract Ndi Obubando that it has favored. Am I talking to somebody here? Yes. So, you will chant in separate days, each of them. More in life. Like my grandmother named me Amanaka. Now, for me, Amanaka onye gebiya. I don't know if you understand what it means. It is the land that determines who will dwell therein. And so, it came to a point where I had issues with my parents about tradition, and my father was giving all the courses. I told him, I disown you today. I went to the land. I said, I have come here to thrive. Therefore, I must try to fulfill my purpose. I disconnected him from me so that whatever he will say will no longer have impact on me. And that's the way it was. And since that day, things changed. Because I'll be quote to the Bible that you will obey your father and mother, say your days will be long. And I quote to him, lead not your children to anger. Cause not your children to anger. Now, you have a limit of what you can determine in your child's life. Once the child has become of age, or malleable. But what I'm saying here is that as in Domenana, there are vibrations that go with names. And so, whatever name you are giving, whatever name you are answering, there are things it's attracting to you. You need to find out whether the name is in harmony with your calling in life, or whether it's bringing discord in your life. Or a name when they connected to your life calling. Because the vibration gonna dog one place, while your life energies are not dog another place. Am I communicating? Then that is why na Igbo a na-echi echichi, a na-enwe afọ echichi. which we call Obanje Echichi. Now, n'echichi a na-echi gị, it is a ceremonial ritual. A na-achụ aja. Ọ wụzụkwa ihe a na-echi ndị mmadụ chi bụ anakọtakwuru okpukpe ị ga-ada eme omenala dị na ya. Onye bụrụ onye eze anakọta were ọjị na-ekpe ekpe nne m Jizọs. Ndị eze niile na-eji Jizọs ekpe ekpere asọ mkpusikwa ahụ. A ga na-anwụ ọnwụ ike. A pụọrọ anyị ịchọrọ ime omenala si na ya pụọ. You cannot be a custodian of the culture. Iburu Jizọs na-adọkwasa n'elu the culture. A gbara kpuchikwa ha niile. Now, onye chọọ ịkpa ụka ya kpere ụka hapụ omenala. Ị ga-eji pụta were ọka were ha kee dị stool agbụ. Obodo a na-ata ahụhụ, na-struggle because the energy is not flowing. Now, when ihe ji echi echichi a nwụrụ na a name, you choose a name whose vibration will fulfill your purpose or desire. Sometimes maybe according to your destiny, or sometimes maybe according to any side you chọrọ ịga in life. But these days, many people they choose afọ echichi as a guy name without understanding the vibration. Ya na ya so. Now, the name Agbalusia Ngene, Ekuru Ngene Ngo, is simply saying, whatever you do, n'imechekwa akụfesi n'ọya dalawo. Am I communicating? So that destiny may be delayed, they cannot be denied. And that has been my life. That was why when that name, I simply know that. So what we're saying here is that in naming your children, you should be deliberate about it. For one day in the boromo jeke ha bono noka. Jekwano to ha bonu kere ha. Because you have enslaved them to another deity. And don't have work at all because they will always have disharmony in the land where they are born and dwell. Am I communicating here?
Yeah.
All right. Any question?
Okay, the name is ceremony. If I just some will be enough. If what someone will be, but one organization,
Obi ebe. Now, there were another temple. They were no wa. Can you open nage? Obi nage is your ancestral temple. Open na go edu ego obi nke gị. Obi awụkwa rụọ ihe asị na obi. A na-enwe ife eji ehiwe obi. Kpọbata ndị ichie na ya. So that mgbe ọ na-ebara ebe ahụ kpọọ oku mmụọ aza. So ọ na obi ka a na-edubata nwatakịrị because na ndị ichie ịkpọ ha oku ha niile ọ ha nwa bụ ndị na-epiki whatever you do were ya na mgbapụ ya ọsọ. They represent you spiritually while you represent them physically. Then there are things that are in the process of naming a child. Abasi afa to discover the purpose of the child, the talent and calling of the child. A na-edubata chinya nwatakịrị. Edubata sie chia, edubata ndị ọgbanje ya, ndị ọgbụgba ndị ya. Because then ebupụrụ ya uke, ndị uke, enye ndị uke oke ha, ada achụ ndị uke achụ kama a na-enye ha ọnọdụ ebe a ga na-enye ha oke. Onye nwa na-ekwu ọwụrụ ndị ụrụ agbụ. Maka na ọgụ bịa ọha nwa ga-eje ọgụ, ọ ndị uke ejere gị ọgụ jee bụọ ọrụ gị ndị ilo. Ada egbu ndị uke egbu. They are natural forces. Aka ndị na aka ekpe, si na aka ekpe nwere ọgba jee gbuchie ya, aha ga awụrụ sọrị.
So if I can answer because now by next to some dibia, and I buy him no bunch, and I fast, and I couldn't look. ma rụọ ọgwụ a na-asị ya na nwa ya eji.
Yes. Ọ ya ka m ji wụrụ dibịa karịa dibịa. Because adị m eme na akụziri m na mmadụ kụziri m nọọ ihe enyere m na mmụọ ka m na-akụziri. There's no way you will do without ndị ọgbanje gị. They are your destiny helpers. And they are both negative and positive. As long as you have existed here before, ị bịara ụwa, enwere ihe ndị mete mbụ, enwere agreement ndị metere. Ọha wụ ọgbụgba ndụ gị, ọgbụgba ndụ njem ụwa. Ọha wụ ọgbụgba ndụ njem ụwa gị. So ị na-akpọbata ndị ọgbụgba ndụ njem ụwa gị, ị bịazie separate ha. Ịkpọbatasị ndị ọgbụgba ndụ njem ụwa, separate ndị aka nri na ndị aka ekpe. Si ndị a ngwa na ị na-eburu ga na-eri oke, ndị a na-eburu ya na-eri oke nke unu. So that onwezie any negativity na-abịa na ndị ga-handle ya. Onwe positive na ndị ga na-handle ya. So that your life are streamlined. Now, like I was saying, edubata chi nwatakịrị, edubata ndị ọgbanje ya, egbuore ya uke, enwere ụgwọ o ji, enwere ife ike o mere ga-eme nwa ya atọ n'ụwa. Ọnwụ na enwere akpụọla ya alụ chi metere, alụ ife ụwa mbụ, akpụọla ya alụ nwatakịrị kwesịrị igbuchi ọnwụ, egbuo ọnwụ ahụ ya nwụchizie ọnwụ, ha erilizie ya ka obi tọpụzie ndụ ya. Ọ mgbe a ga-eji according to the assignment ọ bịara ka ejizi asị na afa nwaanyị aza. That was why, even according to the Akkondi Jew, it was Eli called John, or the father of John, who gave the name of John Oya Poliaha. Or nne ya kpọrọ ya? Or Zachariah. Amara m nke ha ya ma ọ nọ akụkọ fakọl. But the purpose is that now the man was deep in the sanctuary consulting the oracle until he was given a name that will carry the vibration to lead him to succeed in his mission. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
These are our ancestral steps towards naming or dedicating a child. Na nwata ọnwụ na nwee principal spirit ya na ya so. Asị na eke, o nwere mmụọ ya na ya so, ke mmụọ na-achị eke ahụ. Ọ bụla eke ukwu, ke mmụọ na-achị eke ukwu ahụ. Because yes, we know that the spirit of the fire element, but among the fire element, and they were specific. No, I make a chopper there. So what we're saying is that let us be aware of the true purpose of child dedication and naming ceremony. Let us follow that principle in our life. And for those of us who have been named and we are grown up, discover the vibration of your name so that you can know whether it is serving you harmoniously or whether it's bringing disruption in your vibrational frequency. As you do that,